And Emirates Hills, we were looking at.
Yeah,
They were like
what were
selling
the prices?
for 2 million
and 3 million. And how much are they selling for right now?
Like,
it starts at
that?
45 to 50 million. It could go up to 200 million. The number of transactions are down by almost 40%. So how can the value be afloat? A lot of high net worth individuals double down on the opportunity that is today. Dubai is finished. There is no more Dubai.
Hey guys, so today we're with Wasay, who's been doing real estate since how long?
Passively years, maybe like 10 years.
And mainly in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
Dubai, UAE.
Yeah.
And today we're going to get some insight from him about the top developments in Dubai, and not only Dubai, because as we're going to cover in this video, there is beyond Dubai as well, which is worth looking at.
Yeah.
So Wasay, thank you for coming today.
Of course.
Very nice to meet you, or thank you for having us.
Of course. Should we shake hands?
Yeah, we can shake hands.
We always shake hands.
So Wasay, how did you get into real estate? We did a video with you before, but this time we want to go into some specific developments.
Yeah.
So what are you feeling about the market? Lately there's been, of course, the Iran war situation, which has affected some things.
Yeah.
Some people like to think negatively. What is your take on that?
See, the whole conflict situation has left people uncertain. I think it's very important to acknowledge the emotional mindsets of, well, not only individuals, but I focus primarily on investors. So investors as well. I think to completely dismiss it would do the whole situation injustice. If you look at the market reacted as an uncertain market would react, right?
As did the stock market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the stock market as well. On the 30th of March, everything dipped. But then when people realize, okay, you know what? These are not catastrophic situations. Like, this is something that we could recover from. The stock market came back up, right? Similarly, I think it would be wrong to not identify the fact that the market would have reacted how the market would have reacted. I think we know this. But
As in how it reacted is normal.
Yeah, how it reacted is normal. I think the optimists were looking for the market to not react at all, which is wrong. I don't agree with that. And I think the pessimists think that everything has just blown out of proportion. You go on Instagram, you go on social media, and you see people saying Dubai is finished, there is no more Dubai. It just doesn't make sense, because here you have built this city, the infrastructure, the economy. It took you 25 to like 30 years plus to build this economy, which a lot of other countries and cities couldn't do in hundreds of years. And a lot of people are just rooting for the demise of the city, which I absolutely don't understand where all the hatred is coming from.
I mean, yeah, it's probably a bit of it's like too good to be true that there's a place that's tax-free and safe and also has a booming real estate market. So they jump on anything that goes wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's one of those things where everyone's rooting for something until it surpasses them, and then all of a sudden they transition into becoming haters.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
So you've been here. You've been seeing whatever's been happening in terms of war-related situation and real estate-related situation. So what have you been seeing? Like, is there a correlation? What has been happening?
I just want to basically point out the fact that right before the whole war started was the busiest I've ever been in my entire real estate career. And that's a fact. Yeah. Right? The day that the debris started falling or we started hearing noises outside was of course shocking for everybody, because never in a million years they would have thought that something like this would occur in Dubai. Especially because the UAE in general has great political ties with next to every single country, right? And nation. But it did happen. And it shows that there is no place that is invincible, and that's completely fine. Now it transitions from Dubai being a safe haven to untouchable to how does Dubai react to a situation like this? And I think they did an absolutely marvelous job, right? Yeah. This is a situation that Dubai wasn't preparing for years for. This is a situation that happened within a span of seconds, and the way the country reacted in terms of its defense, just gave, I guess, us real estate agents another selling point as to why they should invest. Because
when nothing has ever happened, it's actually more of an unknown. Because you're like, if you were like a pessimist, you'd say, well, I bet at some point they're going to have some conflict, and I bet they're not going to handle it. So this is like an opportunity for them to handle it and show the world. I think they received like the highest number of attacks, right?
60%. 60% in
missiles.
Yeah, 60% of all attacks that occurred in the Middle East. This is like every country that was
one
attacked
city,
included. Was directed towards one country, which is the UAE.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did take the highest number of attacks, but again, the way
life has been completely normal, like pretty much
absolutely normal. Look, I'll be very honest with you. The first day I stayed home. I usually like to go to the gym every single day.
You missed the gym that day?
I missed the gym that day.
Wow.
And all for my mother's sake. She told me to stay home. I stayed home the first day. Second day, everything was back to normal. The gyms were full, the malls were full, the metro lines were still working, which we're going to get into a little bit later. The metro was still working. The entire infrastructure was working, right? Now, kind of compare this to the whole COVID times. COVID times, the UAE took it very seriously as well, you know, because in the beginning, it was seen as like a threat to humanity. It was a pandemic. During the COVID times, they had a lot of safety measures such as, you know, curfews, not going out, social distancing, everything kind of transitioned towards online, where you can register your car online without showing up, etc. A lot of measures were put into place, but in this situation, because it wasn't really necessary and required, panic wasn't really necessary, the city moved on. The city kept going.
The leaders were literally telling the people, like, don't worry. That was like the catchphrase. They said the UAE is with you, do not worry. On the first week itself, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed was seen with Sheikh Hamdan, the Crown Prince of Dubai, in Dubai Mall, walking around, meeting the public. You know, this is what true leadership is. You stand with the nation. So you gave us some perspective of what was happening like in day-to-day life, but what about the real estate market? Was it like flooded with sellers? Were prices dipping? Did the opportunists come and flood the market with buying requests? Like what was happening?
See, I will give you two real estate facts that happened in the real estate market, okay? The first fact was the buyers took a step back. They were all on the hunt for distressed deals. The problem is the sellers were not there. This conflict was too quick for the sellers to adjust as per the buyer's requirements. The sellers stayed where they were supposed to stay. Now, what happened is that because there was a disagreement in the buyer and the sellers, the number of transactions dropped by around 35 to 40%. That's the first fact. The second fact is that Dubai's real estate market in terms of value, volume is transactions. In terms of value, stayed relatively afloat. Why?
Because there's no volume.
No,
so
no. Relatively afloat, meaning that the numbers were still relatively close to what they were last year in March. Why? How could this be possible?
Because they're not selling at a discount.
No, the number of transactions are down by almost 40%. So how can the value be afloat?
How? Tell me.
The value was afloat because a lot of high net worth individuals doubled down on the opportunity that is today, the uncertainty. So you saw a lot of high-end villas and apartments and penthouses being sold. So the number of transactions dropped, but the value overall stayed relatively close to what it was last year in March. And this is an upside because if high net worth individuals are so keen on investing, and not only investing, doubling down on like properties worth 150 million, 200 million, what do they know that we don't know? And even when you mentioned the buyers taking a step back, they weren't like not buying. They were still looking for distressed deals. Like they still want to buy. Exactly. People compare it to the COVID times. COVID times had no buyers whatsoever. The market was flooded with sellers. And just a quick note to the real estate agents out there. The people that stuck around in the COVID times, 99% of them are like multimillionaires. Why? This is what happens in times of uncertainty. Sellers were calling everyone. The agents took advantage, and what they did is they created great relationships and bonds with the sellers. So when the buyers came back, because the buyers always come back, when the buyers came back, the agents were there ready with the property to showcase it for them. It was kind of like a win-win situation where they helped out the sellers, they helped out the buyers. Next thing you know, they have great life.
So you mean the brokers
relationships? The agents.
The agents.
So in times of uncertainty, you can capitalize. When everything is on the up and up, how do you capitalize?
Yeah. I mean, even COVID, when the stocks collapsed in like March 2020 or whatever it was, the people who bought at that time, they doubled their money in like a month or something, like literally like no time. What people would have spent years accumulating, they made in a very short time. So back to the other question, which is what are the top developments now that we've established that there is definitely value in the real estate market here? So where is the best value in your opinion?
Look, I categorize developers in 3 tiers, right? The first tier is your government and semi-government developers. The second tier is your private developers that have a proven track record. And the third tier is your independent developers. Now, lucrative investments are from the semi-government developers. I'll tell you that as an upside. The downside is that not everyone has access to semi-government developers for 2 reasons. One, most of these projects from semi-government developers, when they launch, they sell out within minutes or within hours or within days. So it's really tough to secure a unit. That's one. Second, the payment plans are very aggressive because these developers don't need you. They don't need your money, with all due respect. They already have 50 people waiting in the background, just waiting for their opportunity to just get a unit. I had some investors, didn't even look at the price.
They're trying to buy resale, basically.
No, they're trying to buy, no resale. They're trying to buy from the developer directly.
Yeah, but as in when it's sold out, there's demand on resale as well.
Yeah, or people are standing there with checks in case there's cancellation units or something. And these developments usually appreciate within about 1 or 2 weeks of launch. So that's your semi-government developers. Then you have the private developers. Now the private developers have a proven track record in the market. They've been here long enough. They've been here 15 years, 10 years. They have built major like mini
landmarks.
Major landmarks and
major
communities within the city as well. They are a safe bet in terms of stability. You want, what's the objective of investing in real estate? Tell me. Because you can invest in stock, you can invest in other commodities.
I mean, well, one thing is, of course, there's the capital appreciation.
Of course.
One major thing is obviously income, like rental income that you would only get from like dividend stocks or from something which usually real estate does that the best. Then there's of course the basically like emotional aspect of just having a property, having a place to stay, a holiday home, things like that. And then apart from that, where I think real estate's value has gone up now is as a safe haven asset, because the main safe haven assets were basically gold and real estate. And gold has gone up so much recently, it's become more volatile as well, which kind of lowers its safe haven asset value. So gold is still gold, but it's gone up so quickly and then it's gone down so quickly. It's not exactly how it was before. And I think real estate plateauing or having less volatility makes it a more valuable safe haven asset.
Exactly. You said the keyword right there, volatility. Real estate is more of a stable investment, right? When people ask me, should I invest in stocks or should I invest in real estate? I say invest in both to diversify your portfolio.
Definitely.
Right?
More asset classes.
Exactly.
Real estate, stocks, gold, other equities, bonds, whatever, all sorts.
100%. But my advice to people that are investing in real estate is you need to look at the longer term picture. Right? Minimum 5 years. Why do I say that? Because if you are investing for the sake of flipping a couple months down the road, you're taking away the stability of the investment, which is real estate. Then you're treating it like a stock. And it could go your way, it could not go your way. Nowadays, it's not going people's way.
And it's not something that you could just buy and sell with a push of a button. Like it's a whole process.
Exactly. Flipping happens when there is a huge gap between the off-plan and the secondary market in terms of prices. The off-plan prices have caught up or in some case surpassed the secondary prices. So the opportunity for flipping has decreased tremendously.
Because of the quality of the off-plan projects, some of them. Because of how good they are, right?
What do you mean?
Because some of the off-plan projects are like so good and people have seen that developer's past work that they're like, I definitely want to get
the reason the off-plan prices have of course.
Because it's counting all the like future value basically.
Of course. Think of Rolexes, for example, or watches. You have the watches at retail price and then you have the watches at resale price, right? the retail prices increase every single year or so as well, because they see there's a huge gap between retail and resale.
Yeah.
So
like if people are willing to pay $20,000 for this watch, why are we selling it for $6,000?
Exactly. The actual value always catches up to the perceived value, and this is what's happening in the offline development section. And then the number 3 tier is your independent developers. Now, independent developers are kind of like a touch and go situation. You don't know which ones will make it, you don't know which ones won't, but it is also important to know that all these private developers, the tier 2 developers, were once independent developers as well. So it is our job as real estate agents to understand independent developers and see
assess which one has good potential.
Yeah.
Because that's probably where the real money is, because when you're buying an already established developer, you're already paying a premium and you're getting a premium.
Yeah.
But if it's something that has a chance to become established, you're not paying a premium, but you might get a premium later on.
But it's also important to note the risk to reward ratio. You know, it is higher risk. The safest bet would be semi-government and government developers.
Yeah, for sure. Do semi-government and government ones also roll out special prices or payment plans for like nationals and things like that? I think that's a thing as well.
A lot less now than before, but you know, when they roll out special prices and payment plans, at times of uncertainty. And
they want to put a new incentive.
Exactly. See, developers care about cash flow. Cash flow is everything for developers, especially ones not fully backed by massive amounts of funds.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're willing to take a hit on their profit margin as long as the cash flow keeps going. The money's got to keep going around circles. So what happens then? They offer better flexibility on payment plans. They offer discounts on prices, Dubai Land Department waivers. Everything is on the table at times of uncertainty. So the buyers that are being skeptical, they need to understand that this is the best time to invest, at least in like the next 5 to 6 years.
Because the developer is basically cutting down their profit margin.
Exactly. And also they're more flexible. If the demand is very high and you go to a developer and you say, oh, I want this payment plan or this, why would they give it to your demands?
When there's someone going to pay cash,
it's a seller's market.
Why should they give it to you?
Exactly. It's a seller's market and the demand is very high. But due to times of uncertainty, when a lot of buyers are being skeptical and you know the strait keeps opening or closing or opening or closing, like me, I don't even look at the news anymore. I don't care about all of that. You follow it up until a certain point, and then you go like, you know what? Whatever happens is going to happen anyways. What's certain is that this is a time of uncertainty, and it should be taken advantage of.
For sure. Are there any specific developers or developments or areas that you would like to mention?
I would tell you the top 2 investment opportunities in my opinion, right?
Do you want to tell them, or should they contact you to find out?
Well, what do you think would be more fun?
Give them a little teaser, because also you don't want to like give all the information and then everyone gets to it before you. So
I will say 2 things. Right? Because I work primarily with foreign investors. The first thing is the ease of buying a property in Dubai is absolutely crazy. I had an investor in America, never been to Dubai. The first time he came to Dubai was snagging for his apartment. Snagging is basically when the apartment is ready to be handed over, you go in there and you check everything is aligned. He bought a property in 10 minutes, Abdullah.
Wow.
10 minutes he bought a property, all from abroad. So that's the ease of buying a property is one thing. The second thing people gotta understand is that, okay, first of all, what you're seeing right now is crazy, right? Every time you come to Dubai, Abdullah, you come to Dubai. You come to Dubai and you see Dubai and you look around you, and then what's like the first reaction to when you see Dubai?
I just think it's just, everything's perfect.
Everything is perfect, right? You know what's crazy? This isn't even 20% of what Dubai is gonna become, which is what people don't understand. My father came to Dubai in 1989. There was nothing there. There was only the Toyota building on Sheikh Zayed Road. That's it. That's it. Okay? And
my aunt lived in that.
Oh, no way. Okay. Sheikh Zayed Road wasn't even called Sheikh Zayed Road. It was called Abu Dhabi Dubai Road. Okay? Downtown, what you see downtown right now used to be a military base pre-2000s.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. The offline sales in downtown started in 2002, 2003-ish. Burj Khalifa was made in 2010, bro. Burj Khalifa was made in 2010.
It was ready in 2010?
Yeah, it was ready in 2010. That's 18 years ago. 18 years ago was when Burj Khalifa was created. In 18 years, you're telling me no other city or country was able to beat this record or come even remotely close to it? And then you see the
other countries are focusing on the wrong things. A lot of other countries,
Look, we don't want to pinpoint and make it the war of the countries because honestly, it's no competition. But also, you see Dubai Hills. Dubai Hills 10 years ago was nothing.
And Emirates Hills, we were looking at. They were like
what were
selling
the prices?
for 2 million
and 3 million. And how much are they selling for right now?
Like 30, 40, 80 million. Like ridiculous. Like
you're not gonna find a villa for 30 million in Emirates Hills right now.
As in, it
starts at 45 to 50 million. It could go up to 200 million.
And they were selling for 2 million. 2 million dirhams. Like that's like $600,000. Less than that. $500,000.
Yeah. And then you have the metro line. It's a very important factor. The government just announced a gold metro line. They invested around 34 billion dirhams, which is roughly around closer to $10 billion. And the connectivity is absolutely immaculate. They're taking the
It connects the distant villa and townhouse communities.
Everything. There are good and bad in every single city, right? Take London, for example. The connectivity in London is absolutely amazing. The tube takes you anywhere. The train takes you anywhere. There is no place in London that is unreachable. Correct or wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Dubai took
safely, however.
Dubai took that idea, and there is connectivity that is going to happen throughout the entire city. And it doesn't just stop with Dubai. It reaches out towards Abu Dhabi. It connects all the 7 Emirates. You have not seen anything yet.
Not to mention, like another thing people are worried about is the flooding or whatever. It's not that, I don't actually hear it as a concern. But like they invested how much in the new sewage system?
About 80 billion.
80 billion dirhams in what is the sewage, like the whole city's sewage system?
Yeah. They're working on the major areas that are impacted usually by flooding, such as Al Quoz is one of the areas, and they're going through with it. This year it rained a lot, but the impact of the rain this year, next to nothing compared to last year. Any problem they see, they want to fix it immediately. There's a road called Hessa Road, if Hessa. If you guys are looking at it from abroad, never been to Dubai, check it out. Hessa Road, the traffic was insane. It was crazy. Okay, it used to take hours just to get from like a 1 kilometer distance away. Now the travel time is down to 4 minutes. They expanded the entire road. So any problem,
from what, 2 lanes to like 7, right?
Yeah, from 2-3 lanes to like 7. So any problem, the government listens and they invest into the future of the infrastructure, because that's how you ultimately make money. You make money if everyone that visits or lives here is happy, and they understand that and they execute that to the T.
And while a lot of people like to call it like a dictatorship, it's in some ways like more democratic than democratic countries out there who you vote and everything and still they just do whatever they want.
Exactly.
So, like, what did you gain?
No, for real. You have hotlines that you can give them ideas. The RTA, the Road and Transport Authority, if you see a pothole or something around the proximity, there's so many cases where people have called the RTA and they've said, look, there is like a certain pothole or something. They came and within like a span of like 4 to 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours, they completely fixed that patch. Tell me where in London this would happen and how long it would take.
I mean, just to get seen by the doctor will take you more than 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, look, when you point out all of this, Abdullah, what bothers me is that people see it as propaganda or biased opinion. Yeah, I am biased. But I'm biased.
It's been good to you, so.
It's been great to me. People ask me, would you move back to Toronto? I want to ask the people living in Toronto, would you move back to Toronto?
They treat their people like a family. Like even non-nationals, I feel like they get treated pretty well compared to like other places. Thank you for all that information. And if you guys are interested in finding out about which exact, not just communities, but exact like apartment building, apartment
layouts,
exact everything, we're gonna attach his description.
LinkedIn, Instagram page. Yes,
I will attach everything. He replies. He's always on his phone.
I'm going to be like the metro connectivity in Dubai. You could reach me however you want to reach me.
Thank you, Wasay, for speaking with us today. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.